Well, folks, one of the main things that I look for when I'm looking for bait on the flats, because I get this question a lot, is, you know, people are like, well, what flats do you go to? And pretty much every flat's going to hold bait. You just gotta understand where the bait is. Now, as you can see, there's birds, but they're a little bit far away from us, but they're really shallow. So they're diving on bait really shallow. Now, that bait, most likely, the way that they're diving very short, and they're diving at an angle. So that's telling me that it's a very small bait that they're going after, and it could even be glass minnows. But you can tell by the way the bird dives. If the bird dives from way up and then straight down, then that's like white bait, threadfins, things like that. If the birds are diving at an angle like this and coming down and short, that means that it's most likely very tiny bait or it's glass minnows. So always keep that in mind to when you're watching the birds. The birds are going to tell you what they're diving on. And so that's one thing I've learned over the years, is that if I see them coming in at an angle, then I know that they're probably on glass minnows, bay anchovies, whatever you want to call them, are very small fry bait. So keep that in mind when you're watching the birds. But when I'm looking on a flat, I'm always looking for some kind of activity to be happening to allow me to know that there's bait on the flat.
I learned quick.
That was a pretty throw.
See?
Amy, you said that's your first one?
It's my first one, so
nice.
Technically it's my PB as well. You know? Okay,
well, hopefully we can get a bigger PB.
It's about your 9 inches there. 10.
12.
Oh, give me 12. All right, awesome.
Well, today I'm out with Slackline Tony. You know, you guys have seen him many times. And then we've got his wife with us, Amy. And she's flat out fishing Tony. I told Tony, I said, we're not going to bring you anymore. We're just going to bring Amy. But he called me up and he's like, hey man, my wife and I are going on vacation. Can you take us fishing? And I said, sure. I said, for you? Yeah, I'll do that. But anyway, we're out here, caught bait. Now we're out here fishing some new ledges. Finding some fish. We've caught gags, reds, hogfish, porgies, triggers, scamp, and it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, so we've caught quite a few fish. Not a lot of keepers, but we'll get there. I'm not worried about it. We'll get there.
Woohoo! The bigger one.
That will keep.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
Good job.
Chad stays home and you become the hogfish.
No, you stay home. Oh. Doubled up. Double on, folks. I've lost 2 massive gags.
Bruh, or is it too small?
No, you can take it back. I just
back?
wanted one for a change today.
Okay.
Not as big as I'm making him out.
Oh, he's pretty darn big, buddy. Look at the size of that one.
Yeah, baby! Yes, sir! PB, baby! Woo, yo. Yes, sir, baby.
It was funny, we were coming to this spot and I could tell by the bottom structure that there was going to be some gags here because there was a ledge with some rocks around it, and sure enough I lost two that were just, I lost one that was really good, and then Tony just caught that one. So the gags, if you're out offshore looking for gags, I would highly recommend going a little north of the pipeline. You can catch gags south of the pipeline, of course you can, but it's more Swiss cheese bottom that way, south, and it's more ledges and limestone north. So that's why we've been going north. Plus with the dirty water south, I'm wanting to fish north. The water's really good out here, so we're catching all kinds of fish, but that was Tony's personal best gag grouper right there. So we've got a couple of personal bests on the boat today so far.
We ain't done.
Woo, it has gotten rocky and rolly out here, boy. Hey folks, Todd with Tampa Bay Fishing Channel. I'm over here at Sunray Marine and just chatting with the guys. They were letting me know that they have a ton of inventory in stock. They have new boats, used boats. They have brand new Suzuki motors. They also have their parts department and their service department. So if you're looking for a new boat, a used boat, a new motor, they have all those in inventory. And if you're looking to have your boat serviced or you're looking for parts for your boat, they definitely can get you taken care of here at Sunray Marine. They have two locations, one in Largo and one in Holiday. So stop by and see them today if you're looking for anything for marine or boating needs. Well folks, welcome to this video's captain's log, and we're talking about the conditions that we were in for this particular day. As you can see, it was very rough out, so I didn't get a lot of video. It's tough when it's that rough to get some good quality audio and video when things are just rocking and rolling. So it was pretty rough. It did calm down late in the day when we were coming back, so thankfully it laid down so it wasn't too bad coming home. We had an outgoing tide till 11:13 a.m. and then it was a very slow incoming tide. And when that tide turned and started to come in very slowly, the bite just kind of went away. We didn't do very well after that. But the minor feeding time was from 11:31 to 12:31 p.m. and during that time is when we were hooking the gags, and that's when Tony caught his keeper gag. That was his best gag that he's caught. So again, there's been one video where the minor or major feeding time was not good. Other than that, every video that I've done with the logbook, the minor or major feeding time has been almost dead on. Now, like I said before, the bite shut off in the afternoon. As soon as that slow tide started coming in offshore, those fish like to have more of a tidal movement compared to fishing for them inshore, like the grouper and snapper. So it's a completely different realm. You want tidal movement out there offshore, but you don't want too much inside because they don't like it. The water temperature was 81 degrees, and so it had actually jumped from 2 days from 78 to 81. But now we had this front come through, so that water temperature is going to drop, and I really think it's going to fire off these fish in a couple of days after we get the high pressure through. I think it's really going to be a good bite, especially this coming weekend. The water clarity, somebody asked me about water clarity. From what I can tell, in the 50 to 70 foot range when we're dropping down, it's about 20 foot visibility, and it should only start getting better and better as the rains kind of subside a little bit. The water clarity, and that's offshore. Inshore it's still pretty dirty, but it's getting better. But offshore it's about 20 feet in 50 to 70 feet, but I've heard once you get to about 90 feet it starts to get real cloudy and chalky. So want to keep that in mind. But anyway, that's the log for this week. And you know, I hope you guys are learning something from this, because I know I am. It's going to help me go back later on and look at a video and go, okay, we had that kind of day. What were the conditions like? And as you can see, it was sunny out, so we had the barometric pressure was starting to steady out a little bit, so it did affect them just a little bit. But overall, it was a pretty decent bite. We did catch some nice fish. Lost a couple really big gags, but we brought home some fish. So it was a lot of fun with Amy and Tony, and I appreciate them coming out with me. So anyway, that's this week's log. I want to thank everybody for watching. We really appreciate it. Fish more, catch more, and we'll see you on the flip side.